sister, a tall, lean woman whose short red hair framed a pale, narrow face dominated by sharp cheekbones, raised her head and looked at Torma with icy blue eyes.
"He is ready, Colonel."
Torma inclined his head as much in thanks as to avoid the sister's unnervingly direct gaze at this intensely uncomfortable moment. Even now, he still didn't understand how a human capable of touching other minds could use that talent to cause such anguish. Surely, the Almighty in the infinite void would disapprove, but what did Torma know? He was neither a religious nor a particularly spiritual man. Few in his position could afford belief in a higher power. Yet, the Order of the Void Reborn had served the Wyvern Hegemony almost since the latter's founding, in return for being the sole religious authority recognized by the government. The Order's supreme leaders, who'd taken on the title Archimandrite, considered themselves second only to the regents who ruled over the tiny remnant of the once vast human empire, and inspired enough reverence that no one would dare gainsay them. "Thank you, sister."
"Shall I stay and monitor his feelings?"
Much as Torma would prefer she left after what he'd witnessed, interrogating someone accused of subversion without a lie-detecting sister present would raise eyebrows, and that was the last thing he wanted in such an unusual case. The answers he obtained must be irrefutable, if you would. Torma entered the interrogation room via a connecting door and approached the table. Jan Keter, erstwhile master and sole crew member of the starship Callisto, seemed lost in a trance-like state, his gaze empty, though his breathing remained heavy. A tall man, craggy, dark-haired, with a lean yet powerful physique, Keter bore more than a passing resemblance to his captor. Yet, strapped to the interrogation table, he seemed the furthest thing from an all-powerful senior commission officer.
"He is conscious,"
Sister Ardrix said, laying a hand on Keter's forehead,
"though still struggling to send his demons back whence they came."
The merchant spacer spasmed at her touch, though whether it was because of another mental intrusion or out of revulsion at physical contact with her, Torma couldn't tell. He activated a control, and the table swung up so that Keter was vertical. "Jan Keter, you stand accused of subversion, contrary to the laws of the Wyvern Hegemony. The penalty for this crime is death. How you die depends on your cooperation. The sister offered you a foretaste of hell. Answer my questions honestly, and I shall make your execution painless, so you can merge with the infinite void. Lie, and you will suffer in this life and for all eternity." How many times did Creven Torma speak these words to doomed men and women who thought they could escape the hegemony's retribution for violating its laws? The galaxy was a harsh place, more so since the Empire self-immolated on the pyre of the Ruggiero dynasty's overweening conceit. Only 4 star systems inhabited by humans capable of navigating the wormhole network and crossing space at faster-than-light speeds remained. They were holding off a long night of barbarism that might otherwise drive their species to extinction. It was a task with no margin for error and no tolerance for anything that might threaten Wyvern and her 3 companions, Arcadia, Dordogne, and Torinos. The barbarian plague, long ago, remained the most potent proof that hegemony laws and their ruthless enforcement were an unquestionable necessity. No one left hegemony space without permission. No one. Torma flashed a cylindrical device from a tunic pocket, a shiny metallic tube that fit comfortably in his hand. He held it in front of Keter's eyes and, with a flick of the thumb,